Hey there, everybody. Jason here with another review for The Last of Us from HBO. Today I'm talking about episode 8, the second to last episode of the season. If you haven't watched this episode and you don't want it spoiled for you, I will be talking spoilers. So stop the video, head over to HBO Max and check it out, and then we can talk about it. But now that we're past the spoiler warning, let's dive into this puppy, shall we? This was a very emotionally charged episode. Joel is still in recovery from the wound he sustained at the end of episode 6. Ellie is not only having to take care of him, but she's also having to take care of herself. And this leads to its challenges. Fortunately for her, at first, she encounters a group of other survivors led by teacher-turned-preacher David. Now, he presents himself as sort of an olive branch, a helping hand, if you will, offering her supplies such as penicillin in exchange for the deer that she killed by herself. But we quickly find out that David is not as noble as he presents himself to be. This episode really dives into the darker parts of humanity. And this kind of has been a recurring theme throughout the series. It's not about the fact that we're in a post-apocalyptic world. It's not a show about zombies. It's a show about humanity and the different aspects of humanity. All, the good, the bad, and the really bad. And this is the really bad. David is not a very good person at all. He has some pretty dark ideas for how he wants to lead a group of survivors. Now, we saw that this group is in stark contrast to the other group that Tommy was with in Wyoming. And for good reason, because everybody's working together, equal share. Certainly there are people who are leading the charge, but for the most part, everybody has an equal part. This is a group where there is someone on top, someone who claims to answer to a higher power. But we later find out he really doesn't care about that stuff. After they find out that Joel is the man who killed one of their people when they were just looking for supplies, they kidnap Ellie. David wants to help her, but that's because he sees her true potential. He says that, like him, she has a violent heart. Now, we saw a little bit of this earlier in the season when she killed that infected in the basement of the convenience store, but now we see that in full effect. David shows Ellie just what kind of a person he really is, and it's very disgusting. Now, in that moment, you'd think and you'd hope that Joel would break down the door, save Ellie, and that's just kind of how things have gone traditionally in this medium. But instead, Ellie saves herself, and in quite a traumatic way, from a traumatic experience. That will haunt her forever. The most important moment in this entire episode comes at the end, when Joel, who musters up whatever strength he has left to go save Ellie after he realizes she's gone, and kills as many of those guys as he has to get there. After Ellie saves herself from David, Joel comes to her to comfort her, and he brings her back from whatever, traumatic state she was in and calls her baby girl. And that's very important because we see that now Joel is warming up to this relationship. He's realizing that she's becoming his surrogate daughter, and they're forming the surrogate family that Ellie hoped that they would be. And that's it's a very powerful moment. This episode really struck me. It really hit me. It was tense. It was dramatic. It had a few moments. It was pretty dark. I would say this is probably the darkest episode of this season. As a result, I'm going to give this episode a 5 out of 5. I thought it was brilliant. I honestly think it was even for as dark as it was, I think it was one of the best episodes of the season because it just kind of pushed things so much further in such an unexpected way. And I thought it was really powerful. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you thought of The Last of Us Episode 8 down in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I want to hear from you. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that like button. If you want to see more videos, don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell so you can get updates when my future videos are coming out. You can also follow my Facebook page, J Man's Cave, where I give more updates on scheduling, delays, and just kind of fun, interesting stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next week for the finale. Bye.